Uh, Good morning, dear Keith and Kins, Africans, wherever you are, whether you are within the continent of Africa or in the diaspora without the continent, in the United States of America, in Washington, the District of Columbia, in DC, if you may, or whether you are in London, in the United Kingdom, in Europe, whether you are in Russia, in Windhoek, or whether you are in Moscow, in China, in Beijing, whether you are in Delhi, in India, whichever part of this world you may be. I need not mention all the places and all the names, for I'm quite certain that all the names are quite known to us. And what I will do this morning is that I will remain succinct and I remain faithful to the discussion, and of course be able to make references to the to other important uh, talks and views and quotations. So to preface this talk, allow me to recognize your presence, your actions, your reactions towards our daily talk. We are aware of the fact that in your absence, our speeches and our talks would mean nothing, if not little. So we recognize your presence and we are very grateful to have you and our viewers continue describing and continue liking what we do. Because there's things what we do are simply there to remind us of what we have to do going forward. Because these things we know them, and what is needed is just energy to energize us, particularly with the youths of Africa. So my talk today will be based upon the importance and the significance and the factors that led to the creation of Pan Africanism, and what lessons can we draw from such. So to preface this talk, I'm going to pose the question to the viewers out there, my Africans, particularly you youths. What is your role? What is your take? What are your responsibilities? What are our responsibilities as youths? Is it true that we should just be there relaxed and I be idle all the time, or is it our duty, or is it not our duty and our honors to go out there and teach the world of what we are to do going forward? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that in order for us to appreciate the things that are good in the eyes of the nations, in the eyes of the critics, we must begin making some changes, because it is good to make changes. Changes are necessary and transformation is also necessary. But those changes will never come about saying by our being uncooperative. But through our being cooperative, we can achieve these things. And I'm saying, because we're talking about Pan Africanism, what is there to learn from Pan Africanism? What message can we draw from Pan Africanism? What ideas, ideology, philosophy, everything? What is it that we can draw from such, so that in turn those messages or ideas can be used for the benefit of the posterity, can be cross-fertilized and cross-pollinated by every other concerned African. So what is our role? Of course, a lot is known about Pan-Africanism. We are only here to remind ourselves of the things that we have to do, particularly the things that our forefathers, the African founding fathers, the things that they stood and fought for. It is our duty and honor to embrace them with humility, with energy, and with enthusiasm. We should do this before it is our duty as Africans, because we are talking about the greatness and the faith and the significance of being Africans, and in by extension the continent itself, or ourselves, if you may. So this is our continent, my dear kids and kings, dear youths, and therefore what I do, or what we should do, is that we should embrace the spirit of Pan-Africanism with humbleness and with humility. People such as, because allow me to mention these people, the W.E.B. Du Bois, the Kambarage Julius Kambarage Nyerere Mwalimu in Tanzania, or in Ethiopia, in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, the Emperor Haile Selassie the First, the Kwame Nkrumahs and the Kenneth Kaundas and the like. and there are many other great leaders, Pan Africanists, who fought for the thing that we are enjoying today. So our duty is to make sure and to see to it that the spirit of Pan Africanism is given much enthusiasm. This is our duty, and we should do this with humility. So, my kids and kins, dear Africans, particularly the youths, this is message, this communique is ours. Let's embrace it with the positive, with the spirit of positivity, because it is by so doing that we'll be able to realize and learn the things and to give meaning to the things that our forefathers stood and fought for. For we are the young sucker that Chinua Achebe today talks about in his book, in his 1962 book, novel, if you may, that we are the young sucker that will take over when all the bananas die. Of course, we're not wishing our older bananas died, but it's only that life sometimes teaches us to be pessimistic and, on the same hand, optimistic. Because life is about being pessimistic and optimistic all the time. Just like an example for a seesaw. A seesaw requires two weights in order for the seesaw to attain the state of equilibrium or to be at the fulcrum. Two weights are needed, either the optimistic or the pessimistic weight. So the choice is ours to choose to embrace the spirit of Pan-Africanism or to run away from it, so that in the next 25 years it will not be said of us or will not be remembered fondly. So that by so doing, if we allow ourselves to be the followers and to remain faithful to the agenda of Pan-Africanism, then we can do, and I have known that in my mind, that the things that are required now can be achieved and can be done. Because the posturate, mind you, the posturate the people who live after us who need some, the future generation who need some comfort and some solace. And where do you think those solace and comfort will come from? Those effort and those things must and should emanate from our today's actions. And those actions, of course, will never come about saying we should remain idle on a daily basis, but we should embrace the spirit of Pan-Africanism. But because there's a lot to learn from Pan-Africanism, mind you. Pan-Africanism is there for us. It is not there for anybody, but for us as being youths, African youths in this month. So it is our honest. This is an onerous task that requires effort. It requires that we remain proactive and apply effort in the things that require effort. For example, one of the things that I want to talk about is an animal called reading. What is reading? And what dividends are there behind reading? Of course, reading is an important thing, but reading omnivorous is also good. Reading omnivorous means that we should allow ourselves to be studious, to read from various books, particularly books written by African authors or writers, if you may. Because those books are simply there to teach us lessons, so that when those lessons have been drawn, they can be used for the benefit of the posterity. This is what we should do. And this is the path and the trajectory that we should choose to embark on. For we have the wherewithal to make sure that the things that are good and needful must be achieved. And this is our duty. No one will remind us of what we should do going forward. But the reminder should emanate from us, from within each one of us. So let us continue learning good things from other people. Of course, outside the world, we can learn good things from people such as, Socrates, Alexander the Great, and because it is good to learn good things from other people, from other people's culture and languages and everything. It is good, so that in turn we can, if you may, or we can replicate the same ideas and the same culture to make comparisons, because comparison is sometimes necessary. So people such as Socrates, Aristophanes, Sophocles, and Alexander the Great, and the men, to mention just a few, John F. Kennedy, the Abraham Lincoln. These are great world leaders that we should learn good things from. Because in order for us to claim success and to claim expertise and the like, We should learn good things from other people, so that by learning those things from those people, we'll enable us make the things that are good and useful. Because Mother Africa is a great continent. Her care and everything about her lies in our being cooperative. And mind you, in Africa we've got so many important figures. We need not forget this. The likes of Lucky Dube, the likes of Bob Marley. These are great individuals whose lives should be celebrated, whose lives should be at all time celebrated. And ours is to remain faithful and to be humble all the time and make sure and to see to it that messages are drawn from such great individuals, so that those messages can be used for the benefit of the current generation and the generation yet to be born, the posterior. So let us do this. For we have the hour. So yours in turn is to remain to be touched at all times, so that you may also be so that you may also be able to see the significance and the importance of this movement. Pan Africanism is, let us treat Pan Africanism as if it were our lunch, our breakfast, our everything, our mothers, our grandsons, our daughters, and our everything, our uncles, our nieces, and our aunties. Let us embrace this one with some positive, some spirit of positive, some spirit of positive in nature, not negativity, because negativity is to be there to simply distract us from knowing what we want to. So the duty is ours to do that which is in the best interest of the founding fathers of the African countries, and to do that which is in the best interest of the posterior, or to choose not to do like otherwise. So a lot is known about this. We are only here and only there to remind ourselves of the things we have to do going forward, because the the creation and the benefits and the dividends of our today's actions will not be there to enjoy, but the posterior. This is the song. It's a poetry. We should continue talking about it, so that by so doing, that is how we energize the African youths. We African youths needs to be energized, because we have the wherewithal to make sure that once we have been energized, we can go out there and teach the world, the Western world, about our cultures and about our dislikes, our likes, our significance, and our being, everything about us. They can be taught, but we should never allow them to teach us. We should allow instead ourselves to be competitors. We should compete with them. This is our candidate. Let us beautify her. She needs our care. Mary Africa is a great continent, and her greatness and her everything about her lies in our being cooperative. Let us fall together. Let us remind ourselves that the posterior are the future generation, and therefore, in order for them to find solace and comfort, we require that we remain proactive and embrace the spirit of wanting to do the things that are good. And remember, that I conclude, because conclude I must, that even as we continue talking about these things, we must remind ourselves of the very fact that the megalomania spirit should be embraced, not. In other words, what I'm trying to say, that we should, in the business of wanting to share the things that we know with other people, that when we read the things from the books written by Africans and by foreigners, we should use those messages and those texts and those ideas. We should equally share them with other people to teach them as well. We were also taught, and it is our duty in turn to reciprocate, to teach them about our things, to teach them of what we are to do going forward, because there are people who may be ignorant of this movement. This movement is simply there for us, not for anybody, but for us. And this we must do it, because it only takes the fittest to make the road meet the rubber. And making the road meet the rubber in this context, I require that we remain faithful and remain proactive enough so as to be able to achieve our dreams and to chase our dreams and to do the things that are good at all times. Let us do this. And then conclude. I must give credit and be grateful to my fellow Pan Africanist in the western part of Africa. His name is Asman Ture. Asman Ture, if you may, if you want to know more about him, you can, the world of information is out there. You can search on him, check on him, and hear, listen to him, hearken to his ideas. He also said the same. We should come together as one. And that Kido was saying in one of his songs that together as one, together we can achieve the thing that we want. We are one people, one color, and one nations, and one race, the black race, not not any other race, but the black one. The spirit of Pan Africanism and in conjunction with the Rastafari movement must be embraced with such an organized thought and enthusiasm, because together we can, and apart we cannot achieve the thing that we want, but together we can achieve this. So may God bless you as we go out there and agonize over what we have discussed here, and let us ensure that in your turn, your duty is to react. To, of course, we appreciate the fact that I said in my preamble that your being our viewers is necessary and remains a conscious sine qua non. A conscious sine qua non in the sense that it helps us, it gives us energy in turn to continue talking about these things. So that it is good to have an educated nation. Having an educated nation will never come about saying by twittering or by Facebooking, but by applying efforts on our side in the things that require effort. Let's do this. Together we can achieve this. Thank you very much for your time. This has been your own African product. I did not mention all my names. I've already been told that the world has made my details and my everything about me known to everybody. But to favor you, this has been your own product, African product, Francis Hughes, Kenya's Lubas Mlonda. Thank you very much. May God bless you as you go out there. Let us continue, and the spirit of Pan Africanism is important and there for us. Let us run away from it not. It is our duty to make sure that we give it energy and we energize ourselves as well, so that by so doing we'll be able to achieve the thing that we want. God bless you. Thank you very much.